Buenas, buenas. Welcome to Music Marketing TV. I'm Kevin Ochoa, and today we're going to look at the 3 levels of making kicks inside FL Studio. Now, before I forget, I want to let you guys know that I included a link to my website in the description that has presets that I made for the FL Studio plugins that I'll be showing you in this video. So make sure you look at that link and download some of these little templates that I made for myself for when I wanted to design kick drums and 808s, for my projects. So check out the link in the description, but only after you finish watching the video. So make sure you stay tuned for the video to see the actual techniques in play. All right, let's hop into the tutorial. Okay, let's get right to it. The first level is using the fruity kick. Not fruity dance, fruity kick. Fruity kick is the easiest plugin to use out of all these that I will be showing you today. It just has a max, minimum, decay, amp decay, click, and distortion, right? If we place a note here, we can lay out a rhythm, right? If we want something that's just from the floor, easy, right? If we want something that's a little different, we can set it up like that. And maybe slow down the tempo. Okay, so it's that easy to program this thing, okay? And for the most part, most of these instruments will work by putting MIDI in here and triggering the synthesizer itself. Now, with the fruity kick, we have control, like I said, of the max, the minimum, which is the starting point, the max, and the minimum is where you end. Now, a way to visualize this in a very clear way is actually using Wave Candy. So I'm going to go to slot 10 on my master channel, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to miscellaneous, I think, or is it visual? Visual, sorry. You can click on Wave Candy, and boom. Here's Wave Candy. And we can beautifully see what's going on our spectrum. If I move the max, and the minimum, you can see what's going on. Now, right now, you can kind of just see a little click and a line for the pitch, right? The click is being the transient, the line being the tone. If I move the decay now, you're going to see the little line stop being so clicky and move a little bit over. How'd you like them apples? So you go from being like a psytrance type of kick that has a decay that's really long to being a more forward kick that's kind of like an 808. Now, you have control over the amp decay, which is now the amplifier. Click, how much click you want. And finally, some distortion. And if you lay out the notes long enough, you can really hear that distortion. Easy enough. A pretty little sweet plugin that gets the job done of making a kick drum super quick. Now, what if we want a little bit more control with what we do? Well, in that case, we have the second level of making kick drums in FL Studio, which involves bass drum. That's the next level of making kick drums in FL Studio. Now, bass drum has different sections. It has a main section, it has a master section, a section here for like the I think this is the sub part, and then over here's the click. Okay, so similar to the fruity kick, you have control over the starting point of the pitch and the bass, and I'll show you that right now. Let's lay out some notes here. Oh, and we also have an additional layer that the fruity kick does not have, which is the sample, which is in the center. In this case, the sample that we're using is a hard clap. But we can mix them up. And actually, let's do something real quick here. Let's lower the sub bass. So you're gonna hear the click a little bit more present. Okay. Not only that, but you can also load your own sample on here. Now, if I come here, I can change the ADSR on the sample. I can also change the delay. See that? Now the click is before my actual pitch envelope. Right? So I can make my drum a little bit more interesting or a little bit more laid back. You also have control of the pitch, filter, and a mix, okay? All right, now let's bring in the sub bass. So at the bottom, we have control over the phase, then the slide, the peak, and the bass. And the main controls the overall tone. And the slide kind of works similar to the decay on the fruity kick. But you can overall see that this is a much more malleable type of synthesis. You also have this cool sampling ratio that kind of gives you like a lo-fi type of effect. Let's add a little bit of drive. And then I'll remove some of these kicks to make them a little bit slower. Let's make this around like 80. And now you have one very deep, very subby 808. And now I went somewhere off the wall with this. So you can see this is a very powerful plugin. It keeps that pitch envelope quite nice. You can even hear it even though we're stepping a lot because it's sampling. It's still pretty smooth. And there you have like a bit more of a like timpani type of thing where it's like really deep. Like an orchestral type of hit. And then you could render this out, reverse it, and bring it back in, and you have like this huge impact. And add like reverb to it, and you're gonna have some really nice drums with this. Let's just try out something real quick. Lux Verb. Like already, that's a very nice hit. Let's try let's see. That's kind of short. Let's try something like a hall. That's a very nice impact. Let's change the peak here. I mean, this is just exquisite when it comes to the malleability that you have with your drums. All right, let's step this up a little bit further. The next level to this, I think, is Sytrus. Let's load up a Sytrus and let me show you why I really love Sytrus for making kick drums. Now, with all these two plugins that I showed you, and with a lot of synths, what you'll get is just knobs, right? With something like Sytrus, you actually get envelopes. So let's go ahead and make Sytrus a bit bigger. There you go. And now I have 6 operators, remember, 6 of them, 6 synthesizers. When I go to the volume of one and I activate it, I get an envelope. If I go to the pitch, I get an envelope as well. Now with this pitch envelope, what I can do is edit it a bit. to get some nice control over my drum sounds. So let's put something around G. And now the cool thing is I can start tuning my drums very detailed. Okay. Now, we've barely edited this. Now, what if we start something from scratch? All I do is use the pencil tool, right click and drag to erase any points that I have. And now I'll go back and click here to create a new node. And this node will be my new envelope. And you can see there with Wave Candy that this follows. So I can create any envelope that I want. I could go make it go up and down. And this is actually how you would get some of those FM wobs. But we can use this to our advantage in our drum synthesis. So you can write the perfect envelope that we want, make a really pitchy envelope, and then have it swoop down. Now you notice that there's some overlaps, right? So what I'll do to Sytrus is I'll set it to cut self. And I also set up mono key, right? And I'll use center to remove any phase or DC offset that I might have. I'll also use the HQ envelopes and oversampling for this instance. If I'm still experiencing that, I'll go back to the volume envelope and I'll set this to be using this envelope, but I'll leave the sustain all the way up. Or I can bring it all the way down. See that? If I were to give it a little bit of space, I could actually give my notes a little tiny bit of space. There you go. So far, visually, this is a very precise creative tool. If I change this a bit, we start to get more of that pitch envelope. To get the final click of it, we can change the sense here to be all the way up to 2400 or 3200 or 3600. Or we can even take it higher. Now, if we want that supreme clickiness, that's super up top, all we got to do is make the pitch envelope go all the way from plus 36 or no, plus 4800 to below 4800. So let's try that out. And I have control basically over the entire spectrum around the fifth octave. Right? So now Sytrus has become very detailed. And then depending on how good I set up this oversampling, that will control my smoothness. Now, because we have 6 operators, we can actually turn another one into a noise waveform, send that to our output. And yes, that was very noisy, but what you can do is use the the envelope, and just make it a little clicky sound. There you go. So now, couple with your pitch envelope over here. Oops. And you can press Alt to move this out of lock. I also suggest using tempo and global if necessary. All right, so this could probably work for like a 4 on the floor beat. This kick drum, maybe something that's like trancey. Of course, you have to make the volume envelope shorter. And there you go. You have a very nice punchy kick drum. To make this like an 808, you just have to make this slower, and of course, not use so much of the hi-hat type of noise in the front. And I'm just making really fast MIDI clip right now. And of course, the 808 would ring out for a very long time. So we choose a very long envelope. Let's get rid of that clicky sound. Now, Sytrus has really good effects. It has a brilliant filter, which you can route by moving the output and sending it to the filter 1. Now, that filter 1, you send it to your output. You can change the state variable filter to a low pass filter. And now you have the nice body of the 808. Couple that with some distortion from the filter itself. And there you go. You have some very powerful tools at your hand to make any type of kick drum that you can imagine within FL Studio. All right, if you enjoyed this video and like this mini masterclass type of video, make sure you give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you stay up to date with all the content we have here at Music Marketing TV. And if you have comments or questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. And what I'll try to do is make a little pack of like kick drums here and put them in my website so you guys can download it, you know, for your own use. So you guys can use some templates and then start experimenting from there. So if you guys would, like to check the comment, not the comment, but the description box below, you guys will see a link there to some of the presets that I can, make for you guys. I'll try to edit part of this into the beginning of the clip so you guys don't miss that. But anyway, thanks again for being here with us at Music Marketing TV. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.